I'm sitting here at work thinking about God and thinking about how we're not worthy, we're not good enough to be with Him in the kingdom of heaven because of all of our sin. And then I'm sitting here thinking, if we were to make it to heaven, what would any of us talk to Him about? You know, would you talk to Him about earthly things? You know, He knows everything about you. So, you know, like when they talk about having a relationship with God and having God and know who you are and you knowing God, when you stand in front of God after judgment, if you're accepted into the kingdom of heaven, what kind of conversation would you have with God? You know, are you going to talk to Him about earthly things? All of the things that you used to care about and love and want? You know, no, you're not going to. None of this stuff matters here on earth. Like, not anything. Food and water, sure, are important for our survival. Television, movies, entertainment, you know, video games, toys, little knickknacks, everything that we hold dear to us that makes memories, moments, none of that. It means something to us now, but when we die and go to heaven, it means nothing. We're not gonna think about it. We're not gonna talk to God or Yahusha about these earthly things. I think more of the conversations that we're going to be having is based around. I mean, I have way more questions and things that I would want to talk to God about, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, I want to be close to God. And they talk about how you need to know God. God needs to know you. Well, that's part of knowing somebody, is having a conversation with them. And a lot of my conversation with God is praying for people, you know, praying for people's health, their safety, and I don't really come to Him for a lot of other things. You know, like, there are things that me and my wife want in life, but I try not to ask for those things because God knows what we want in life. He knows everything about us. So when we go to God, I don't think that, you know, like, why even worry about these earthly things at all, ever? Don't want the newest shoes, don't want the newest this, that. We should always be seeking for the treasures of heaven and storing treasures of heaven. Like, we shouldn't be storing treasures here on earth. We should be storing treasures in heaven. And those come from our good deeds and obeying God. But I think a lot of the conversation that I would have personally and the questions that I would have is, you know, like, He knows I need to not even love things here on earth. Like, oh, I really love gaming and I love, like I used to love skateboarding, and it is hard for me to say that I love any of these things anymore because they really do mean nothing, and we should always be searching for the love of God and love God before anything else. And I sitting here thinking it was wild to me. It was, an epiphany, a revelation. God just revealed to me, I've been asking those questions, I think the questions that I would be asking him in heaven, or, Yahusha or Yahuwah, what I'd be asking them is talking to them about his creation, maybe ask why, it is unbelievable to me, and I'm so thankful for the Holy Spirit and Yahuwah and Yahusha for revealing these questions to me, because I think these are way more important questions than anything that we care about or love here on earth. And I don't know, I'm about tired of caring about earthly things, wanting earthly things. None of it even matters when it comes down to it. I'm not going to want to talk to God about any of these things. Like, all the stuff that I love to do on Destiny 2. I'm not going to talk to him about that. I'm going to talk to him about his amazing love. The fortitude, like the mental fortitude he had to go through to create everything and know all that was going to happen and have a plan to make sure that we were all saved. And I think that is way more important to think about and to start preparing for, versus loving and wanting earthly things. Because everybody sees it as valuable, and it has value for a moment in our lives, and then the value gets either passed down or destroyed, and then it becomes valueless. And there's only one thing that holds any value, and that is Yahuwah, Yahusha, and the Holy Spirit, and the kingdom of heaven. That's the only valuable thing that we should all be wanting and looking towards, not wanting the next new thing. And don't get me wrong, I am one of those people that want the next new thing. I'm a gamer. Like I said, as soon as the Switch 2 came out, I went and got it. Many games. That Xbox handheld that they're going to be coming out with, I want to get that, but now I'm starting to think and realize that I don't want any of this stuff. What I really want to do is I want to do right by God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. Start listening to the things that they want me to do to make them happy. Because the only reason that I've even had happiness in this life is because of the grace and the happiness that they provided for me over my time. And all of the things that I even have in life is because of him. But wild thoughts. I don't hear many people talking about this aspect of the conversation that you're going to have with God. But I pray that everybody starts thinking about it more. I think it's really important. You guys have a blessed time.